Atul.
Hi, Shekhar. Good afternoon.
We can start now.
Okay.
Shekhar,
Yeah.
if you can also discuss different data form and how to enter scientific number, the date format and other things.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Should I start with that only?
Yeah, better.
Okay. So suppose in a particular cell, I was just trying
Can you
to.
increase the view?
Okay.
Make it 150% or so.
How much? 150.
This is too small, Shekhar, for people like me to read.
So 150 should be good
Okay.
enough.
Okay. Is this fine?
Or you can make it even 200. Yeah.
Now?
Now it is fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So now it gave me an option of sharing a small window or the whole screen. So I use the whole screen. I have not used Google Meet to take. No, that's why.
No, this is fine.
Is it
This is
okay?
fine. This is fine. You can click on hide and that bar will go. Click on hide. Hide. There is.
Yeah, that. Okay. Suppose we enter a number, let's say, like I was doing a class, so let's 10-20. Now, what would this take? Excel take it as. You can see, you do whatever you want. There are some specific things. It takes some particular formats as a particular thing. So you can take right click on this. Okay. So format cell. Okay. Now here, let me. So here you can see this number, the general. Now it will take an equivalent of that, or you can have a number. Now number to what decimal? Like maybe 2. Now you can see 3, 4, 5, 6. So to what accuracy you want? So that you can set it, or you don't want anything. You want just the whole number. Then you can just say 0. You can use commas for reading. Sometimes it is useful. Then you can also say that no, it is a currency. Okay, date. You can choose formats, time, percentages. So what decimal you want it. Okay, fraction. Okay. So for example, let's say I enter 0.5. So I right click it. Okay. Format cells. I can take it as a fraction. And so it will be represented as a fraction. So again, format cells. Then you have scientific. So here you can see a number exponential, that is raised to how much. Okay, so let's say you have this number. Format cell. Oh. Numbers, scientific. So here also you can choose the decimal places. So this is how you can represent the number in a scientific. What are else? So you can enter some text. Okay. So this text is also useful when you're analyzing some cells. Then you'll have to say which cells are text. So while calculating those cells, it will not do the calculation for that. Otherwise, it will be confused. So you can enter text, special, and custom. So this is how you can choose how your data has to be. Manish, anything else you want me to do in this?
No, that should be fine. That should be fine.
Any students have any other questions? So we can. So these are the other things. Yeah, protection. You can lock the cell. You can hide it, and so on. Fine. Any other questions anybody has regarding this?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not getting this category on format cells in Word 2000, Excel 2010. I'm using Excel 2010 for my work.
I'm also using Excel 2010 only. So right click, go to the cell, right click.
Okay.
So you will get cut, copy, then paste options, insert, filter, sort, insert comment, format cells.
Okay. Yes, I have gone through that option. I'm getting font, font style, and size.
So you have got on the left hand corner format cells. Just go to the left most one. It will have numbers, alignment, font, border, fill, protection.
It doesn't have that.
You're getting font, right? A pop-up window is coming.
That's correct. I'm able to see your screen, and in which after font there is alignment and number. I'm not getting any of those options here. Only font is there.
Okay. So other is where I can go from.
By directly
Here
right
also I
clicking
can
on
go
the
for
cell, you are
numbers.
not getting.
Say other you're not getting there. You get this thing, numbers here. Do you see numbers? Clipboard, font, alignment,
yes,
numbers.
Sir, yes, sir.
So just click on that and you will get this general numbers, general, currency. So you can go from here also. That's not necessary you right click that. So you can choose it from here also.
Okay, it's working. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go to sheet 2 because it is slightly randomly arranged. So let's start with mean, and I'll be doing standard deviation, and uncertainty we'll try to calculate from this. Okay. This is a problem 1.
Checker 1.59.
Sorry. So this is the height of some class. Okay, so I have just written down, I've done some calculations also because these are problems I'm doing for the first time. So I'll do it here on the right hand side also and show you. Okay, so same problem. Let's say 142 is the first cell, right? 150. Okay, 149. Let me say 156, 153. Okay, so this is the cells. Now what I want to find is, let's say mean. Okay, now how do we calculate mean? Is we say equal to, now there's no mean in Excel. Okay, the word which they use is average. So if you type mean, okay, you will not get the mean. So you'll have to do what is called as average. So here you can see it's an average. Okay, you can just double click on it and it will ask you what are the numbers. So I'll go here and then select and then say enter. So I get the mean. Okay, how do I calculate the median? Why I'm doing this is that this is a single column thing, but when we go to median, so it will be slightly different. But let me just introduce all the commands to you. Then when you say equal to, median is same as median. So you can just right click on it, again select the data, okay, and then say enter. So you'll get the median also. You can also calculate the variance, okay. Now there's so many of them, okay. So we'll just calculate variance from this number to this. Oh, sorry, it went on this side. I can just control. Okay. Now standard deviation. For standard deviation, you can say here STD, standard deviation, okay, of these numbers, okay. Now I want the error or the uncertainty in this data. So I will say equal to, there's no formula for that as such in Excel. So you can say is equal to the standard deviation, okay, fine, divided by root of n. Okay, so that is how do I can actually count it, or I can use the command count. Okay, now since my data is small, I can count, but if there's a huge data, so it's better that let it do the job for you. Okay, why I did not close the bracket. So that's a standard error. Whenever you're doing something, I would suggest is that you try to use a general command, try to make a template.
That should be divided by square root of count.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, square root. Yeah. Sorry, I said square root, but I did not write the square root. So square root, that is SQRT. So that's a short form for square root. Okay. So square root. Okay. So that's the standard uncertainty. Okay. You can also calculate the standard deviation from variance. Yes. So that is equal to square root of the variance. So You can straight away calculate it, or you have variance, you can do the calculation from your formula. Okay, so what we have done in this is we can calculate mean, okay, median, variance, standard deviation, standard error, okay, for this data. Okay, now what if I don't have the problem as a single column, but it is a class frequency? Okay, so this is the data. Let's say a variable x is occurring 5 times, 6, 10 times, and so on. So how do you go about doing this? So I'll just delete this. Okay, so I have some working space for it. Now you may see the mean I have calculated here also 9 and here also 9, right? But I have used different methods to do that. Okay, so in this method you see that there is nothing calculated. I have straight away written how we can do that. Okay, so let's okay, I'll not do this data. So you have your data is 4, 5, 6, 10, 9, 10, 10, 7. Okay, so if I want to calculate the mean by the standard method, okay, so then I will have to multiply the class with the frequency. So that is nothing but 4 into 5, and I think you already done this, and you just drag it, so you get this value. Okay, then what I need is the sum of all this. Okay, and so mean is what? Summation xi fi divided by summation f. And that's the total number of observations. So I use here a simple command which is sum. Okay, let me do it here. So equal to, you can say sum. I can take this values which I want. I get 360. Okay, I can also calculate this also as sum. And then I can just say from, as I know from the formula, it should be this summation xi fi divided by this 40. So that gives me 9. Now here I will have to do all this. So instead of that, okay, so what I do is I have this calculations here. Okay, so what I need is first of all product of this. Okay, and then I need the sum. Okay, so here I'm not going to calculate any of this. Let's say let me write it here. So here we'll say sum. There's a command here, sum product. Okay, now it says what is your first array, second array. Okay, so let me take this. This is my first array, comma. The best thing about Excel is it always keeps guiding you. So even if you forget something, you can always see where you would have gone wrong. What is happening? Yeah. Okay. Now this is this part which I have done. Okay. Now here, let's say divided by sum. So this already say values are there in this cell for calculation, and I select this again. There's no problem in selecting the data again here. Where did we miss out some? Yeah.
You have to divide by D. Oh, sorry, I. I4 to I9. I8.
I8 only are taken. Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there should be 5 values. No, something somewhere wrong.
Yes,
You have
sir.
divided
You
by
have
x. You
divided
have to
by.
divide by f.
What are you trying to calculate, Shekhar?
Yeah, the mean only.
Average, you know, the average. Yeah.
Okay, so, sir, you have mistake in the divide by sum. You have divided by D, 4 to D8. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to divide it by the frequency. Sorry. Yeah, so that's why writing the heading is always better. So I should have written here. So not to confuse. Okay. So we need not do this calculation by a single command, writing a single command in a cell. So you can get the answer for it. So you don't have to do all these calculations and increase the work. So if you use just sum, then you will have to do all this 1, 2, 3. So, but if you use the sum product, okay, and then so this value in the numerator just works out, and then you just divide this. So, okay, so let me go to the next problem.
Sir, can you explain it once again?
Yes, sir. So the correction that you made, sir, can you?
Yeah, yes. What
Sir,
happened?
can you please?
Yeah, here the correction was, see, it has to be divided by summation number of observations, right? So by mistake, I took the class summation, right? So this is the frequency. So here, instead of taking the summation fi, I took this value of summation xi. So that was the problem with it. And that's why, so we should have taken what?
The summation of
Fi, the frequencies. See, it is xi fi, summation of xi fi divided, this is xi, this is fi, so summation xi fi and the sum of all this divided by summation fi. Is this clear?
yes, sir.
Okay, so the formula is your xi fi divided by f. Obviously summation sign. Okay, insert. Do I have a summation sign? Okay, I'll need to search that. So anyway, so it is the summation of xi fi divided by fi. So you understood that, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so okay, let me go to problem number 3.
Just
Yeah.
one thing, Shekhar.
Yeah.
Because many of them were asking how to insert the Greek letters.
Yeah, I'll do that. But
see here itself, if you can show.
Yeah. So okay, then
insert
I'll do that.
symbol
I'll
and
do that. Okay. So what you do is you go to insert. Okay. You can insert equations also. So right click anywhere. See, there are equations also you can insert. Okay. So this is like a fraction. Okay. And you can insert derivative symbols. Okay. You can introduce subscripts, superscripts here. Okay. Then you can introduce root signs. You can put in integrals. Okay. And suppose you want integral this to be division, then you first select this, and then here you click on this one. For example, let me just say I select this, then I go here, then I will say I select this. So then you can keep on introducing and then put your values. Okay, so I have operators here. Yeah, so here I can have operator. So let me, I need to introduce the summation here. Okay. Yeah, the operator. Oh, this is not going into the cell. Okay, this formula goes out. Okay, I can introduce it in the cell also.
See, in the cell, what you may do is
Yeah,
you may
yeah.
just change the
I have to take only symbols only.
symbols. Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to take only the symbols.
Capital
Yeah,
S. Will...
Here, let me just say the
symbol. You can go to symbols directly. No, in the font you can go to symbols.
Okay.
That subset has changed. On the right hand side, symbol is there. See, that last one. Yeah.
Okay. So here,
capital S will give you that. See, it is here. Capital S. If you go top.
Capital S summation. Yeah. Okay, and then insert. Okay. Now you will have to close this. Again, you want to insert it here. You take that cursor there, symbol. Now, once you have recently used symbols, come here. So you can just take it from here and then insert it and then close it. So you can introduce subscripts, superscripts, multiplication, and so on. So depending upon this, you will get some scripts like in symbols. Then this, I find many of them in this Microsoft.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Is there any shortcut keys for this kind of symbols and summations, all this stuff?
Yeah, you can, but how many times do you use that? So I see symbols.
All Greek letters you can, if you remember, like Q stands for theta, S stands for sigma.
Yeah, you have to remember that.
Either you can do that.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah. Right. Thank you so much.
Sure. I'm not aware because I don't work day in day out. But if you're very this thing, then shortcuts, remembering shortcuts is very useful. I would suggest that.
With earlier version, this Alt IS would immediately give you symbol. Right now, and with later versions, I'm not sure. You can check that whether with this version it works.
Yeah.
You just press Alt I and S.
Alt. I and S.
Huh.
No.
S, it didn't give. Okay.
No.
But alta, it gave something, right?
Yeah, it generated that
Alta, I
hyperlink.
gave, no, alta, I gave something. Alta, I, if you do.
Sir, I'm using a higher person, and in that I caught by pressing
Okay.
Alt I press.
Okay.
Okay. So different versions will also have different this thing. So okay. So now let's go to the third problem. Okay. So this is number of patients, and let's say this number of visitors who had this. So this is the data which is available to us. Okay. And you can see here also I have tried to calculate mean using the same way as sum and then using sum product. Okay, so when you're using sum, okay, so here if you click on this, it will tell you. So it is this divided by this. Okay, now this column which is there is I have done it for calculation of standard deviation. Okay, so let's start with the mean this thing. So as we have done, first you will do what? Yeah, I put the, this is for standard deviation. Okay, so this will be 5 into 210. So you can see that. Okay, and this is 15 into 16. Okay, then you find the sum of all this. Then you find the sum of all this. Okay, and the mean, as we said, is summation xi fi. So this is xi fi I already found. Okay, so sum of all this, which is this, summation of fi is this, and therefore I just say I divide 860 by 30. Okay, you don't want to do all this. You have just this table and you want to calculate. So what we'll do, we want the multiplication and the summation. So sum product. So sum product means it will take the product of all this and then sum them up. So that will be here divided by sum of all this. Okay. So it is same as our previous problem. Okay. Now standard deviation. Now standard deviation here also we found. Okay. So we here what we said, it was just standard deviation from this cell to this cell. Okay. But when you're doing for group data, then your standard deviation, okay, is summation xi or x by x bar the whole square into f, that's the frequency, okay, divided by n. N is what? The total number of observations. Okay, so we'll try to use this formula now. So how will we write this? So what we should write? This should be equal to square root. Okay. So square root of what? The sum product. Okay. So sum product of array 1, array 2. So this is my array 1. This is my array 2. Then what we have to do? You have to square it. So square. Okay. And then you'll have to multiply this
It is simply summation of x minus x bar whole squared. Deviation square.
Yeah, 1 minute. Oh, what did I do? Oh. So square root here. Okay, I have taken. Sorry. Yeah, so I already have the mean. Okay, so what I'll do is use that instead of writing all that. Okay, so sorry.
No.
What? Square root of
Not
8.
that.
Oh, I have to calculate this. Yeah. So yeah, I have done the calculation for this separately. Yeah, summation xi square f. Yeah. So
He himself is not
yeah,
sure
yeah.
what he is doing.
No,
Yeah. Oh, no.
okay. No. I had done it separately. I wanted to write, but I can combine this also. Yeah, so I have done this part of the calculation here separately because so xi x minus xi, so that is this square of that into f. Okay, so the problem here when I write this complete formula is multiplying with the array when I use the sum product method. Okay, I did face that, that's why I had to do this calculation again. So if you remember when we did sum product of that, and then I want to multiply with f, that is the frequency. So I'll have to take an array. So individually it will not do that. So what I have done is because of this f, okay, which has to be multiplied with each one. So I have calculated this, summed it up. So this is summation of this. This is the numerator. Okay. And the denominator is this. Okay. So that will be equal to square root that this divided by this. Okay.
Sir, can
Yeah.
you explain x minus xi?
Yeah. See, equal to. Okay. Now the problem here is if I do the sum product method, fine, it will do the summation, and when I want to multiply it with the frequency, I have to do that individually. So what I have done is, this is a formula, right? So this is square root of x I minus x, that's the whole square divided by, into f divided by m. Okay, so let's do this. So what are the values here? We'll take xi Okay, xi is what? Phi. Okay, so let me write it here again. Okay, equal to, okay, so xi minus
Shekhar,
X
can I
bar
make a
is
suggestion?
Yeah.
Can I
So
make a
I need to
suggestion?
introduce the dollar sign also. Okay. Yeah. So because this xi is fixed. Okay, this value is fixed.
yeah, that's the mean.
That's the mean. Okay. So that is this 28.66. Okay, so that's the mean. Okay, and this is your value. Okay, so let me just write equal to this minus the mean. Okay, it has to be squared squared. Okay, and we'll have to multiply it with the frequency,
Sir,
that is this. So you
sir,
put
you
the
made mistake.
multiplication sign. Yeah, 1 minute.
Sir,
With 2.
E30 no?
Yeah, but there's a square. Yeah, tell me.
Sir,
There
E30.
should be E30. You have right A30.
A30.
E30.
No.
Actually. ଜାଣିନି କୋଉଠୁ ଦେଖିକି
Okay.
କରିକି ଆଣିଛି ଶିଖେଇଛି mistake.
Now suppose you drag this.
Make it dollar. Dollar E $30. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just drag this.
Mahesh
So this is not the right value because now if you go to this cell here, now it has taken E31. Our mean was this, which is E30. Okay. So I go here. I want my this value to be fixed. So I'll fix this cell by putting $E $30. And now let's drag this. Okay. So now here let's go to this one. Now you see this is taken this value only. It has not taken the next value. So how you fix the cell is by putting a dollar sign.
I can't go to the.
Okay. So this values are calculated, and then you will have to get equal to the square root. Okay. So the square root of what? The sum of all this. Okay. So I can write sum divided by sum of all this.
Some did not get typed.
Oh.
In the denominator. In the denominator.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So So here I have just calculated this and just square root of, I have put those cells separately. But you can also say that it is square root sum of this, sum of.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
For make a constant of E30, so you have put dollars between E. So can we put dollar between E30? Is it
Dollar
alright?
between?
Dollar between E30. So it will be a constant or it will be variance?
No, you can put dollar here. You have to put the dollar. You have to fix the cell.
Yeah.
E dollar 30.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is it all right? If I do dollar E30 dollar.
Well, let's see what happens.
30 will not get locked.
Let's show it to you. What you have locked is E. See, so when you are saying is blocking a specific cell, both row and the column has to be locked. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, sir.
yeah. Fine. Okay. Now let's go to a median problem. This was mean. So what is median? So if we have this numbers, okay. So you can arrange them. Let's say, what is this? 56, 67, 54, 34, 78, 43, and 23. So you can arrange them. Okay, so you can go here, sort smallest to largest. Okay, so what is the median from here? It's the mid value. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 54 is your median. Okay, or Excel also has this command of finding median. Okay, you select your array, okay, and enter. So without sorting also, so if you have a huge data also, you just give the range, okay, to it, and then it will calculate the median for you. Okay. So taken the next problem where, okay, in this we'll find out what is the average, median, variance, standard deviation, okay, and standard error. Okay, so this is our data. So what is the average? The formula is straightforward. You just say average from here to here. Okay, median, you just say equal to median. Again, you give the range. Okay, so that will calculate the median for you. The variance, again you type the formula equal to variance. It will give you the variance of this. Okay, then you can go to next, that is standard deviation. You type equal to standard deviation, give the range, it will calculate for you. If you don't want to do that, you can also, because standard deviation is nothing but root of variance. Okay, so you can do that. It is square root of this value. Okay, that you can see, that also will give you the, it's just like, no, just verifying. So, and so what is the standard error? Standard error or the uncertainty is nothing but the standard deviation divided by root n. So that we can see. So standard deviation we have found from here, square root of the count. Now here I can count, but if it's a large data, then it is better to use the count command. Give the range, and then it will do the calculation for you. Okay, so this is for ungrouped data. Now finding the median for a group data, I'll show you by the regress method also, and the other method is like using index and match. Okay, now this commands are very useful when you are handling data. Okay, so all data programmers use this. Okay, now let me first talk of index, then match, and then we'll combine this, because independently they're not that powerful, but when you use them combinedly, it becomes a very powerful tool. Okay, now let's say equal to, I'll type index. Okay, now index is an array. Okay, so you can choose this array. Okay, now row number, and then you have to give a, as you see here, you have to choose an array, then a row number. When you put it in a square bracket, this is optional. Okay, so how to read this is that anywhere you see in Excel, these are mandatory and the square brackets are optional. Okay, so let me say so I need to give a reference 9 2. Yeah, array row number column. Okay, because I have chosen an array. Okay, it's not taken that value. Okay, so let me explain it to you what we have done. Okay, so index, so this is our array, this is our whole array. Okay, I can choose only this or I can choose this. Okay, now the first is, now if I had chosen only this, okay, let me come to a very simple thing. So this is my array and this is my, now look at this array. Okay, now what was this value? It was the fourth value in the array. Okay, now you count here. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Can you see that? So in this column I wanted the fourth value, that's what. Okay, so that's the fourth value. Now here let me put, now instead of using,
so one here difference from Python is the indexing starts from 1. In Python it will start from 0.
Oh, okay. Now I choose this array now. Okay, let me say it is fourth row. Okay, and which column? So there are two columns here, 1 and 2. Okay, so if I choose, let's say 1, four, comma 2. Now this value was taken from the first row. This is taken from the second row. Okay. Now I can, so index, first thing you need to do in an index is choose any array. Okay. Then you give the row number like 4, comma, okay, let me say 1. That's the first column. Okay, so that is 6. So if it was a single this thing, then you need not give, that was optional as I said. Okay. So array, row, but if you're choosing a multiple columns, then you'll have to give the column number. If it's a single row, then no issue. So any doubts on this part?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's come to the match. Now when I choose match, I cannot choose an array. It has to be a single column. That's the difference between an index and a match. In a match, you cannot have multiple columns. So the array will be only a column array. Okay. So is this clear? So in an index, you can have multiple columns selected, but for a match, it is only one way. Okay. So how to do that? Okay. So match. Okay. What do you want to match? Okay. So let us give some reference that I want to match this. Okay. So that's your lookup value. Okay. So when you're searching also, this lookup value can be from which is fed by the user. Okay. Now the lookup value. So a value will be only one. A lookup array. Okay. So the lookup array will be what? Comma. The lookup array, where to look for it? Okay. So I'll have to look here. Okay. So you can count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can increase the size view.
Oh, it has again gone down. So it will return us this cell. Okay. So it is very important for referencing. So whatever is there in this value, if it can match it, okay, I can match that cell and I can pick up that value through index. Okay, suppose I give here, let us say 28. So you can count here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's say I say 25. Okay, it's not available. Fine. Okay, so it will not return you a value. So if you say 38, so is this clear? So what we are going to do is index. You can choose an array. Okay, then you will give the row and the column. So the last one is the column. Okay, in a match, you will give a lookup value. Okay, then you will give an column array. This is strictly, you cannot have multiple columns here. Okay. Fine.
So can you please once again explain index and match formula? Just formula.
Okay, as we go through the problem, I'll do it again. Okay, so what you're doing, yeah. Okay, when you say index, see this can be an array. Like I've chosen this array from B to C. I've chosen the array from B3 to C13. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next is what you are going to give is the which row. Like for example, here 9. Okay. So this is the ninth row and the second column, not this, whatever columns you have chosen. So the column will be C, right? So that is nothing but
34.
Yeah, it should be 34. No, 9, don't take this 9. Huh? This 9 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the numbers of this, right? Here, from here 9. Am I clear with this? 1,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I
Excuse
did
me,
a
sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, this one. Yeah. So, and in this, so it will be C11. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
That's why we are getting 38 there. Yeah. Somebody else had something to ask?
and
Okay.
match also.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you entered 9 after 2. So 2 means C. So why not B? Because you have written 2.
Yeah. So now if I want, yeah. So here I'll have to introduce the column number. Okay. So if I introduce 1 here, it will take this B. Let's check. It
Okay,
has
okay.
taken
It will consider from the
16.
array.
Yeah.
सर सर
Ah.
सर
Yeah.
इंडेक्स वापस एक्सप्लेन करो.
Yeah. बोलो. So index में पहले array choose करना है, उसके बाद you will give the row number and the column. If it is a single column, then there is no problem. Okay, but if you have multiple columns, you have to specify the column number.
सर रो नंबर मतलब 12 एंड 34 दोनों कंसीडर होगा ना.
कौन सा?
अभी आपने B3 C13 कॉमा 9 दिया है ना, तो 12 और 34 सिलेक्ट होगा. हेलो.
That is referring to the range B3 to C13. And 9 is giving the row number.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am, but if we see there are 11 rows, right, specified in this.
Shekhar sir. Shekhar sir, I have lost connection. Let me check.
Sir, could you take over, Mr. Mahesh?
Yeah, he has lost contact. He will join in some time. I hope all of you are using this time to parallelly work on it. Okay, so leave with this index and other things. You can create a random data also, and you can check.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
In Word, we can write in superscript and subscript
Yes.
by like control plus shift plus sign or minus sign.
Correct.
How we can write in Excel? I'm not finding that.
What you have to do is you select the cell, then go to font and use superscript, subscript options there.
Actually, sir, I'm not finding that there.
So you can do that. See in that if you click on the font bottom right corner,
okay,
then you will get those options.
Fine. Can you hear me now, Mahesh?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, sir, I got that. Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know whether you heard this. I introduced a third column here. Okay. Now, if we had chosen the array from B to here, so I chose 9 row and this column as a third column.
Share the screen.
Oh, yeah. I have not shared the screen. Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know whether you heard this or no. Here I introduced the third column. 1 minute, just a meet. Camera is off. Yeah. So that network issue is not there. Okay. So let's come to this index. Now I have chosen this array. I have added one more. Okay. Now this is the row I have kept the same, but I have taken now column 3. That is B is first, C is second, and D is third. So as you can see from here, so first we had got 16, then 38, now it is 62. Okay. What we can do is, let me make this 8 and C.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in the third column, one number is missing. Sir, after 52, it should be 54.
Don't worry, we are not bothered about how it is. Okay.
It could be any random data. Okay.
Any random data. Okay. So what we are interested, what is in that cell, that value. Okay. So this is our data. So we take that whatever is the data is authentic data. Okay. That is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now when you're coming to match, okay. So in match, what we need? We need a lookup value. That's some reference value. Okay. Now here, this is only one way. Either I can choose B, or I can choose C, or I can choose D. I cannot choose an array of B and C. That is not allowed. Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For example, if I put 60 here, let's see. but it will not take 60. So let me put what was our value, 38 there. So this was our 9 which we had introduced here, right? When it was 38, the row was 9. This row we remember, this is now 9th row. From here, don't take it here. Huh? So is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
So
we'll
I have a
combine
doubt.
this. Yeah.
So for match, I took a lookup value which wasn't present in the column, but
Yeah.
it gave me an answer. Like it gave me like it belonged to the 7th row, even if it didn't. Why is that?
No, it means, okay, we have this data here. Okay, now this is A2. Okay, so it is C3 to C. Okay, now let us take this lookup value as, let's say, 66. You tell me what value we can take here. If it is not there, then it will not be able to find it. It has to match. If
Yes,
there
sir,
is
I
no match,
got it.
yeah. So equal to match. Have you given a reference cell which doesn't have anything else?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
In what basis we have to select A2 values? I don't know. Can you explore it in more detail?
Yeah, I didn't get you. Can you be a bit louder?
Uh, in what basis A2 values is selected? Can you explore it in more detail?
Yeah, no, when we go to the actual problem, we will take that value from some other calculation. Here I have just given some random reference just for your understanding. Okay, this actual value will be calculated from somewhere which I need to match.
Okay.
Okay, so when I go to the next problem, I'll do that part. Okay, so where
Sir,
that
why there is
value?
comma 0 in match formula? What does it mean, comma 0?
Where, okay, 7 here. Yeah, even if you don't give this thing.
That is exact match. If you want exact match, then
Yeah.
0.
Yeah, fine. Okay. There is an option that I'll come later, so I don't want you to introduce you that. That also I'll introduce because I need, okay, less than, exact, greater than, that values also I'll need. Okay, but I thought I'll keep it simple. Okay, anyway, you can say 0, less than, greater than. Okay, so if you say less than 1.
And we,
Yeah, so let's say
hello.
36. Yeah.
And so can't we select more than one rows and columns? Like we are just selecting C3 to C13. Can't we do like from B3 to C13?
No, in match you cannot. That's what I'm trying to say to you for a long time. In index, yes, you can. In index, you can choose an array which has BC. But when you say match, it is only one way. Okay, I
Okay, sir.
cannot
Okay.
have B and C. Okay, so
Okay,
that is
sir.
not allowed. Okay, so
Yes.
I think this also is very clear that, okay, I wanted to do it later, but then, so if I put 0, I'll get 9 here. What happened? Oh, 36. 36 was this. Greater than 1. Not available. Yeah, because that is not available here. What we can do is, (36) 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let me go to the problem and then I'll show it there.
Can I ask for a minute?
Yeah, madam.
In the previous problem, the match is saying array. An array is actually consisting of different columns and rows. So I think it will work.
In match you cannot have different columns.
So just put it as B3 to C13 and check once, please.
I have already checked. For your satisfaction, I'll do that, but it is not allowed anyway. Okay. A2. Okay.
No, and comma 0. Comma 0.
It doesn't matter. Okay. It will not work.
It will not work.
Okay. In an index, yes. In a match, no. It's strictly a column.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Where can we use match?
You're finished with this, then I can go to the problem where I'll be using actually. That's why I thought I'll explain that first and come to the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So if it is a grouped data, okay, I have used different methods to find this median. Okay. So this is one using the formula straight away, which we have. Median is the median class lower limit. Okay, in that case here it is 20, as you can see, because you look from here 22, right? This is the maximum, so your lower limit of the class becomes 20. Okay, plus n by 2. Okay, n is nothing but summation of all your total observations, so that is 50. So 50 half is 25. Okay, so I can also put it here as this divided by 2. Okay, and minus d5, that is your C cumulative frequency preceding value. So that is nothing but 14. Okay, so divided by the class frequency, that is 22 here. Okay, so that is 22 as I take it, and then multiplied by the interval. Now here you will have to actually plug in all the values, and you cannot use this as a template. Now, each time your values change, okay, all the cells will keep changing, right? Okay, so if 22 comes here and 12 comes here, then all your corresponding your median class lower limit will become 10. So I cannot use this as a template. Okay, what's the other way around? Okay, here also what I can do is I have used an index here. Okay, so I have used this value and then indexed it. Okay, and then I have used only index. Now this is a template. Okay, now you change the values here, it doesn't matter, it will calculate you the median and give you. Okay, so let's start with this one only as we go about. Okay, so as index, as we said, we can choose G, H, I, it doesn't matter, you can also choose C, okay, H and so on. Okay, for doing this, I will take the mean of this class, that is 0, 5, that is 2.5, 10, 15, okay, 12.5 is also not in a sequence, okay, because 2.5, yeah, 20, 25, 30, 35, so there's a gap here. So these are my intervals, okay, so this is the mean of this, okay. This is the frequency, that is 2, 12, 22, 8 and 6. Okay. Now these values are the what do you call cumulative frequency, right? So this will be 2, then this will be 2 plus 14, this will be 2 plus 12 plus 22. So here we just write equal to 2. Here it is this value, right, plus this value. The next will be obviously this value plus this value, and so on. Okay, so this is the cell values getting added up. So 2 plus 12, this 14 plus 22, and so on. Okay. Okay, now we'll do it, but let me just explain it to you on the basis of the index and the match which we have used. Okay, so this is our formula. Okay, now what is the index? Let us choose this whole value, we are not bothered about. Okay, but where will our answer be? Answer will be in column 1, right? So that's why you can see the right hand side, this one is the column. Okay, now what is that you have to match? Match क्या करना है? How do you find this 50, whatever is the cumulative frequency, take the half of it. Okay, so that will be like here 36. Okay, so that value will give us 20 here. Okay, so what we have done is match index. I have taken this. It doesn't matter if I index, I make it F also, the answer will not change as such, because the answer is. So what happened? G 8. 1 minute. Oh, sorry. It took out. This should be your 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, so initially I had taken all this array. Okay, now I have chosen this array. Okay, so is this clear? So what is the row? So instead of the row, I have put a match condition. Okay, just look here. Okay, so when we went to the index, we chose an array, then this was the row, right? So instead of this row, I am using a match condition which will give me a row. Is this okay? Everybody is following?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So my selection of row is done by what? The match condition. Okay. So I have put a match condition. Now what is that I have to match? Okay. So I have to match is this divided by 2, that is 25. Okay. Where should I look for that? Where should I look for that? In the cumulative frequency, because I'm taking this value, right? So is this fine? I've chosen this. Okay, what is this C? C is what? Cumulative frequency of the preceding class. Okay, so oh, that will come later. Okay. So anyway, is this fine? So where will I find my answer? this column. Here I cannot choose H and this thing. Okay. So I8 by 2, I choose this whole column where the answer should lie. Okay. 50 divided by 2 is 25. But is there any 25 here?
No.
No.
No. Okay. So, but are we worried about that value, or are we worried about the row? Okay. Row. Okay. So it has to match that 25 plus 1. I don't want, now the 25 will come where? Between this, right? 14 and 36. Okay. So what I'm saying is plus 1. Okay. So it will take it to the value of 36. Okay. And then the column. Where is my answer? Here. Okay. So
Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
Why you put plus 1 and comma 1? Is there any reason?
Yeah. There's a reason, because now whether this can take this value, but I don't want in between. So I want this value to come in. So whatever is the value that, okay, so to you add 1 to that.
Okay.
Okay. Now here also I have used index also and this thing. Let's see here also what you have done. It's much more this thing. Okay, so this is your E10. That is 20. Why 20? This L. Okay, so lower limit of the median class. Okay, so 22, so lower limit is 20. So I've taken 20. Okay, now this is n by 2, that is this D8, that is 50 by 2. So I put n by 2 minus. Okay, now what is the index? D4 to D8. Okay, match D8 by 2, that is this again 25 by 2, again D4 to D8. Okay, now here I'm not adding plus 1 or so. Okay, comma 1, because I have used this formula strictly, right, into H divided by F. Okay. So I can choose here, I need not put D here, I can choose different values also. Okay, I can choose a B, C, D array. So, but I have to give the column number properly. Okay, the row number, okay, is replaced with a match. So that is going to, that match, as I told you, is going to give us a row number as we have done previously. Is this okay? Okay, let me take another problem on the same lines so that any doubts are there. Okay. So these are the mid frequencies. Okay, this is F. Okay, so this is the cumulative frequency. Okay, so here also I have calculated the median age. Okay, Where is my answer? My answer is here. Okay, so this is, I have used index. Okay, now what is the difference between this and this? You can see I put a comma 1 here and there's no comma 1 here. Okay. Now if you look at this data, okay, index, here I have chosen only one A as the array. Okay, I have not taken B or C. Okay, so even if I don't mention the column number, because by default this is the only column which we have mentioned in the index, right? But if I take my array from A to E34, okay, I have chosen my array for the index, this whole thing. In that case, I will have to mention where the answer would be. So that would be in column 1. At least this part is clear. Am I connected?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why I put this specific where I have chosen an array only a single this thing, a single column. There I need not mention because the answer is going to be in that column only. Okay, but if I choose multiple columns, then I have to tell where to look for the answer. Okay, now the row has to come from the match condition. Okay, so what is that? That is E34 divided by 2, that is summation cumulative frequency summation, that is 108. Okay, so that is E34, that is this cell, you can see that, divided by 2, that will be how much? 54. Okay, so 54 will be where? Between 46 and 57. But what is that you want?
57.
Yeah. Okay, so I say plus 1. Okay, and then so that corresponding to 57, whatever is there in this cell, you can see that that is 47, that is your answer. Okay. Now you may say, no, what if I don't say plus 1? That's fine. What it has done? It has taken what is to the nearest. We want to make sure that, okay, here it has taken 46 as the value, which is tried to match it, and therefore the answer reported is T2. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so to make sure that I get a value, so I'll say plus, sorry. Now, you may have situations where this is not necessary. Okay, I've chosen specifically saying that whatever is your match condition, okay, I want it to go to the upper value, I want to go to the lower value, okay, I want it to keep it exactly. Yeah.
So how it returns the 42 value? It should return 6 value. We are giving an index, right? So index.
No, the corresponding. See, the answer is where here. Not this. This is not the answer.
I'm saying that it points the row number, right?
Value. Yeah.
Its index points the row number, right? So our answer is in some 52. Our answer is some 57, right? So it will it is in sixth of the row. So it should be 6 rather than 47, rather than value coming from the first row.
First row column.
First column, sorry, first column.
Yeah.
Sir, index returns row value, right? Index returns row value, right? So
index returns you a cell. Yeah, index returns you the cell value.
Okay.
And match returns you only the cell, not the value.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
sir.
Yeah, so just see here what we did. What did you get?
Oh.
Okay, this is the value. Okay, and this is a cell.
This is the match. This is the cell.
The match cell. Whatever is the value, it is not concerned. It will only match the cell. Okay,
sorry,
so what we have done is here I am only interested in selecting a row and column, and as you were saying here, this match. So lookup value, you can say, I said here it, okay, comma, okay, it can be this, fine. Now here you can see exact match hai, greater than that 1, okay, less than. So now you understand this.
Okay, so that's why we are using
it
one.
will take the greater value. Okay,
Yes,
when I say so it will take the lesser value. So it depends upon, so -1 greater less than what, or the exact match. So
okay, sir.
If you look here, where was this? Yeah. So if you look, what happened? Something wrong. Yeah. So when I said this, so 108 divided by 2 is how much? 54, right? So there is no exact match for here, right? So if you say 0 here, okay, then it will not give you any value. So let me remove that. It has rounded it off to the lower value only. Okay, so -1. Whatever we got, okay, so first it rounded off, then -1, that would give us here 37. Okay, so 0, 42, and then plus. So you can use the value You can do +2 also, you can do -2 also. It's not necessary. They have given us an example where you can say 0, +1, -1, but you can take it as -2, -4 also. Okay, so depending upon which row and the formula you want to match. So depending on that, you can adjust your row condition using match. Okay, independently they are not that powerful, but when you combine them, you can see that how we can, because the cumulative frequency here like is the preceding. Okay, so we can do this. Now once it is a template, you can just change the values. So and do that. Which problem was that? Okay, so let us problem number 8. Let me go to this. Okay, now finding mode. Okay. Finding mode for an ungrouped is very simple. Okay, so if you have this, you can just say what is the mode. You will say equal to mode, as I've done. Okay, you can choose your numbers. Okay. So there's no mode available in that data. Okay. So but if you have a group data which is like this, the formula for mode is what? L, which is the lower limit. Here the frequency you can see, look at this one. Okay, so this is 12. Okay, so this is the highest, 5, 10, 12. So 12. So what is the lowest lower frequency of that? Lower class of that? That is 40. Okay, so that is the lower limit of the model class. Okay, model class FM is 12 because that's the highest. Okay, upper is 60, as you can look from here. Okay, preceding model class, that is, this is the model class, preceding is 10, successive is 6. Okay, and the class width is 20. Okay, now what you can do is actually enter these values and then use the formula. Okay, but what we have done is here, we have made a template out of this. Okay, so if you change the values here, it will change automatically here. Okay, so what is that? How? Model class is what? It is the greatest of this, right? So what we have used, we want to find the maximum from here to here of the frequency. So that is what? 12. Okay, so that returns me the value 12. Okay, now this is simple, right? Now let's go to this one. I know 12, but I want to pick up this value, which is in the same row but a different column. Okay, so how do I do that? Okay, so for that I will use index. In index there is no restriction that you use D3 to D7. You can use the whole array. That's not the problem at all. Okay, so this is our array. What is that we want to match? We want to match the corresponding this maximum value, which is 12. So maximum match maximum F3 to F7. So this will give us 12. Okay, so this is, what has this become? This has become our lookup value. Okay, somebody was asking me in that sheet 7, so where does this data come from, right? This 36 we had put it there, but here, okay, so we are collecting that. This is our reference set as a maximum value from here. Okay. What is the condition? Where, sorry, where have you to look for that? F3 to F7. So I told you, when you're using a match function, it has to be only a single column. Okay. And do you want +1 greater than or less than, or you want an exact match? We want an exact match. So we are not put anything here. Okay. And yeah, so this 0, sorry, and we have not put any 0 here for the column reference because this answer is straight. Okay. See, if I put 0 here also, oh, sorry, I think, yeah.
It's column number 1.
Yeah.
It should be outside that bracket. No?
Oh, sorry, the syntax. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So outside that match and inside index.
So even if we have put it right, but it is still corrected it. No, it has taken as multiplication 1. Okay, so even if you do that,
you have to write comma and 0, na? Comma and 0.
No, means by default. Now let us do one thing. We can change here and see. Okay, so yeah, E3. Okay, E3. Okay, let me take it as F7. Okay, now it is asking for a reference because your array is from F3 to F7, F3. Oh, sorry. 3 to E3. No? Has gone into E3 to F7. Now it is asking for a reference. Okay, so let us put 1 here.
This comma and 1 you have to put in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Comma and 1. So if I chosen this only E, there was no issue. Okay, now I choose E and F, then I will have to specify this. Okay, so if I put 2 here, it should give me 12. Okay. So this is 1. Okay, then the rest is just we have this values, we just multiply them as per the formula and we'll get this. So the point is, now I think you have understood how to use the index and match. Okay, so I'll drive home the point that your index can be an array, but your match has to be only a single column with a reference value. Okay, and so this is the row and then this becomes the column. So if you choose only a single column, then it takes it by default. It is not confused. So any questions? I'm still audible, right? Or network?
Yes, you're audible. Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Any questions here regarding index and match?
Sir,
Yeah.
in match function, if the data is in decimal form, then how exactly it is going to act?
Yeah, because it is taking greater than and less than, right? Or exact match or greater than and less than. Means the value or the row before that or after that. And for that, it will round off and take a particular row value. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this
So in
helps
the
us.
formula itself, we have to write that round function.
No, not needed.
Not needed. Okay.
Not needed. So when you're not sure that in this case, like no, we need an upper limit and the lower. Okay, like here we needed the succeeding value and the preceding value. Like 12 is there, but I need 10 and I need 6. Okay, so how do I choose 6? Whatever was our match here. Okay, so plus 1, so that will take it to 6. ये 10 होना चाहिए था. Oh, I took the
adding +1
yeah.
will take it to the next cell.
Yeah.
So adding +1 will shift it to the next cell.
Yeah, you can see that. The next value. Okay.
Lesser than was +1, greater than was -1.
If you say just 0 here, no, something went wrong. Yeah, because this is already +1. So this is 12 where we have done the calculations. Okay, so this is H3, which is the maximum. Okay. So here we have not put any condition that what it should take. So this is the cell. Okay, this is our model cell which has been there. So I've been working around this. So I want the next one. Okay, so 12. So the next one. So I say +1.
So in the formula, why have we taken upper limit of model class?
Yeah.
Like H3. Why have we taken H3?
H3 is H3 is your reference, right?
Okay,
what is the reference? The
okay.
reference is 12. Okay. So I said there has to be a reference cell. So otherwise I'll have to put this max, right? I'll have to use the max formula here. Max F3 to F7. Okay. Since I've already done this, this formula we'll have to put there. Okay. So our reference is H3 means 12. Where you have to look from here to here. +1, that's the next cell which is here. Okay.
So the lower limit of model class should be 40.
Which one?
So the lower limit of model class should be 40.
This preceding model class.
Yes, so the lower limit of this is 40.
Yeah. Now we
I'm
change
talking
it.
about the lower limit.
Which one? This one? Yeah. So now we change this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do it again here. Okay. So max F3 to F1, F3 to F7, okay, comma 0. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So F3 to F7. So we are not adding anything, and that's the column number. So 40. So this is 60. Okay. This also should be 10, right? Something wrong with it. Match. Oh, what should come here?
So +1.
No, this value should be what? This is 6. This should be 10, right?
Second row.
Yeah, so that is the mistake here. We changed it. So if we change this to 2, okay, because we changed the array. So it is 10. Fine.
So in the preceding and succeeding model class, if we take the index array, only the frequency table, we won't need to specify the column number then, right?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So since you have taken here, see here it was by default it will take it because you have taken 1. But since here you have taken E to F, you have to specify. Okay. Okay, no small thing. Okay. Now, whether median is better, okay, or mean is better. So just let's have a simple problem. Okay. So a department of organization of 5 employees is there, which includes a supervisor and 4 executives. So the executives draw a salary of 10,000 while the supervisor gets 40,000. So in this situation, what you would do is add all the salaries, divide by number of people, and say this is the mean salary of the departmental so, right? But would you think this is right? Okay, so your mean gets affected by the data points which are at the extreme. Okay. So here, now this is fine, but look at the scatter here. This data which is on the other side has taken the value away. Whereas if you take the median, then it is 10,000. So here you will have a better sense than mean. So it's not that mean is always going to work for you. Okay, so you have to look at this. So what happens? Okay, so let's just summarize this. So we have this as a central tendency or average. So we have mathematical average, positional average. So mathematical averages, we have mean, can have arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic means. Whereas positional average, okay, so as maximum or repetitive, right? So they depend upon the positions. So these are the median and mode. Okay. So what happens? Yeah, if the mean and the median are same, then the distribution is Gaussian, as you can see. But if your median is more than the mean, then okay, this is what is called as this Gaussian becomes left skewed. Okay, and if your mean is greater than the median, as we just discussed in the problem. So this graph would become like this. So it is shifted towards other point. Okay, so difference between mean and median. So definition, average of a given data. Okay, this calculates what? The positional average or central value of the data. Okay, all values, add all the values and divide by the total number of observations. That's what we have done. Okay, here we have to arrange the data in an ascending order, descending, and then find the mid value. Okay, if we have two, so you'll have to take the average. Every value is considered for calculation, yes, but here every value is not considered for. So that's why we had to do that indexing part. You remember, we had to choose particular values only and work with those. So how to choose those particular values if you want to create a template? So we can use those functions of index and match. Okay, there are other functions also, but I thought this is quite helpful in a lot of data structures which you do. Okay, so and this is the general this thing. You have a purpose, collection of data, presentation of data, graphical representation of data. I'm supposed to do. I'll do it tomorrow. Analyzing of the data. So we have looked at mean, median, mode, standard deviation, uncertainty. Okay, conclusion and interference. So what I can expect from you is that you all have your lab manuals data with you, all right? So you can, we do a lot of mean error calculations in that, all right? So just take it as an exercise to standardize your journal or your manuals data which you have, okay, by using Excel and calculate all those values with uncertainty. Mahesh?
Yes.
There's a few problems which I can put later. But
right.
I've done written few problems, but I can give these problems for your.
You can give the assignment. Today, by tonight, we can put the assignment on the classroom.
So I have made 3 problems where you can calculate mean. I have said mean, median, and mode for separate problems, but you can find mean, mode, and median for all the problems. The standard deviation and the uncertainty thing you can do. Some more problems I will look into it, and then you can, or you always have your own data also. You would like to find the standard uncertainties in the experiments which you have done. That also you can try. So I thought I'll do graphs also today. So I think it's fine.
Tomorrow we can handle.
Yeah, sorry, because I don't teach Excel as such, but I used to take only class where you can do the problems, but doing inserting a formula and doing so. So that's why I. Any questions? So for